but it's your responsibility to do something about it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's not your fault. Your life is the way that it is. Do not blame yourself for the things you go through.
Right.
Because it's not your fault. But you don't want to walk through life as a victim. Like, this is the reason. Because you are. Like, if you choose to, it's not like you're not validated in that. But it's like, do you want to? Do you want to switch up your mindset from a them to an I? Because it's beautiful being responsible. It's beauty and responsibility. Dear Heavenly Father, we invite you into this conversation. I pray that you calm us. I pray that everything that we're supposed to say, I pray that everyone who needs to hear receives it.
Yes, God.
And I pray that you calm all the nerves.
Yes,
I pray
Lord.
that what escapes our lips is for you, and anything that shouldn't, I pray that you block this, dear Lord, or cut us off. And I pray that everything that we're saying glorifies your name.
Yes, God.
In Jesus' name.
In Jesus' name.
Amen.
I had to stop myself from laughing when you said lips.
Wow.
Sometimes
you ain't got no lips.
You gotta redo that. You not in the spirit.
What?
You
I
got-
just
said
said
lips. You said lips. I mean lips. You said
Hey,
lips.
listen.
I've been laughing a lot.
The
lately.
way I pray is the way. Hey,
And
you know
inappropriate
what I
mom
mean?
moments.
What?
Like when that girl almost fell at the coffee shop
Listen,
and
I
you
was-
looked at me.
I was like, Key, no. Because you know how I am. I laugh loud. Everybody in that bitch would have heard me.
It was you trying to help her for me.
No, it was the fact that I had
like, what could you do?
Hey, listen, I was gonna stop her head from hitting the ground.
Hey.
Let me get a free bait.
So, anywho, this is episode 5 of season 2, the last episode of Your Girlfriend's podcast for a little hot moment. I am your girlfriend, Key.
And I am your girlfriend, Lashawn.
And we have a very special guest, our girlfriend,
Leanne.
Yes. I was so excited when I saw you pull up. I was doing my makeup, and I'm like, hold on a second.
Yeah.
In the corner of my little eye.
It's because I was going to tell you guys that I was coming. I was like, I'm going to let it be a surprise. But then I couldn't find the address in my text messages. So I was like literally searching through my messages trying to find it. And I didn't want to ask you. So I just asked Abby. I was like, hey,
So cute.
what's the
You are
address?
so cute.
Where am I going?
And we all were on time. We're all Tauruses, and I don't know. I don't know. Actually, I'm not gonna put no stereotypes on us, actually, but we don't always be running on time. But we all were on time today.
I be on time to things that matter. I keep telling you all that.
Okay, got it.
I really do.
Got it.
It's
I literally, the events that you're gonna be on time for flashed through my head. Got it. Okay.
Yep. That part.
You're gonna be on time for the bridal shower.
Absolutely.
Maybe 10 minutes or on fashionably late.
I'm probably going to be a part of setup because I don't trust anybody right now. I don't trust anybody to execute anything with my vision.
That's
Oh,
real
okay.
weird.
Yeah.
I mean,
we'll talk about it later.
Okay. Because got it.
Yeah.
Anywho. But you're gonna be on time for that. You're gonna be on time for your wedding.
Absolutely.
Got it all. LaShawn's gonna be on time for her funeral next year.
Oh, Jesus.
we ain't gonna speak about that.
You should, now you have to explain what you mean by that.
I know that actually sounds really weird.
Yeah.
Hey. On need to know basis, just like
Cause you know how they say black people gonna be late for their funeral.
and I might. So y'all need to know all that, and
All right,
it's
we'll
okay
talk
if you
about
don't
that
know.
next season.
You'll know next season what we're talking about, but need to know, and it's okay.
Yeah. But how are you doing? How's your heart feeling? Like when you take a couple of deep breaths, how are you feeling?
I would have to say I'm feeling absolutely amazing this week. Just like I feel like my life has been litty.
Yeah.
And I've been taking everything day by day. Okay?
Yeah.
That's all I can do. I listened to a sermon by Pastor Teray. It was called Carpe Diem. Seize, and Carpe Diem meaning seize the day. And I feel like sometimes we go through our days and we just be going through it like tomorrow's promise.
Right.
We just be like
taking it for granted.
Just taking every day for granted. Like literally life can change in a day.
Mm-hmm.
Anything can happen in a day. So I just been learning how to seize every moment, do my best as I can with the information that I have, and then also feel the feels. If I'm sad today, maybe today is a sad day, and I ain't finna try to fake it till I make it or nothing. If I'm sad, I'm gonna be sad. But at the end of the day, I want to just seize every moment. I want to take every opportunity. I want to say no when it's needed. I just want to make sure that I am honoring myself to the best of my abilities every single day.
I love that phrase.
Yeah.
Honoring yourself. I think that's the theme of 29. I ain't gonna hold you.
Honoring. Okay.
Yeah, it sounded like power.
Taking my power back. Okay, I'm reclaiming my time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel
Period.
like there's power in wanting to feel every emotion. Not everybody can say that, but not everybody really feels like that. It's like, oh, I feel defeated. Oh, I feel sad. Oh, I feel anxious. Like, let me hurry up and do what I can to move out of this feeling, instead of like what you just said, like, actually, I want to take it in for today. I'm going to feel what it is, and then we'll move, out of it in time.
And I feel like that's the most, and then it also helps with my communication, because instead of trying to feel like I need to be on, like if I have a meeting or something like that, I'm gonna be like, I'm not feeling like I'm gonna just be like, it ain't y'all. Like I have an attitude today, or I'm sad today, or I'm mad today. Something happened at work, something happened at home. I'm not trying to bring it to work, but it's here.
Yeah.
So, and because I also want to let everybody know like where I am too, and it just helps with me being able to communicate my feelings better, but also walk in my truth. And I feel like, just like we say during the podcast, like I want my light to shine so it empowers others.
Yeah.
I want other people to be empowered to also say like, you know what, I'm not feeling okay today. Like, yes, I'm here in this meeting, but you might not hear much from me. And then it also like frees up people feeling like, oh, it's me. Oh, they're mad at me, or this, that, and the third. And it also opens up a safe space at work,
That's interesting in the sense of sometimes you feel like you have to say something. I haven't felt that way in a very long time, but I know my first couple of years as a professional, I feel like I had to say things in meetings so people felt like or knew that I was smart and that I had something of value to offer. But it's that internal thing, that internal battle, and then also like the projecting part of somebody like feeling like, oh, it's not Lashawn, it's me. Yeah, humans are interesting.
And we roll with the punches.
But it sounds like you're in a good space. I'm happy for you.
And
I love that for you.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
I want to go to Leaf next.
Okay.
I'm still gathering how I feel.
Okay. Look at Leah.
Hey, Lee, when you take a couple deep breaths, how is your heart feeling?
I wasn't expecting you to come to me, so I don't really have the best response or answer prepared right now, but
that's okay.
I don't know. This is just a season of scatter. I usually very much look forward to the spring. Like, I just feel like it's the beginning of something good, you know? Even when it's like cold and rainy in the spring, I actually don't mind it because I know that greater is coming.
Okay, come on.
But when it's cold and rainy in the fall, I have the worst attitude because I know that it only gets worse from here, right? So in the spring, it's typically like I'm in such this great mood because I'm just like, my birthday's in the spring, like summer's coming up, all this stuff. And even now, like as soon as my wedding is technically in the spring, right? So it's like a couple weeks before summer.
Right on the edge of the summer.
It's right at the tail end of spring. So I'm just like, man, as soon as spring comes, like that's, we hitting the ground running. But it's just been so many things that have like been hiccups that, and I was like, I don't know. I just wasn't feeling it the other day. I deactivated my Instagram for a little while. The only reason why I had brought it back up was because I was trying to search for a new hairstylist, and it's just easier to search through Instagram. And then when I reactivated it, I was like, okay, I might as well just leave it. But like, I just been over everything. Like over everything.
But I feel like it's okay to take a break and take a breather. It sounds like a lot has been coming at you, and sometimes like you gotta sit down for a second, like call yourself out of the game and get some water, take a couple of breaths, and then I feel like, or I hope that you have the support that you need where you don't feel like you have to do every single thing by yourself. But I don't know, is that the case?
Oh, it's definitely the case. I want to fire my wedding planner.
Oh, I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
I was not expecting that at all.
I definitely want to fire her. I'm still in a space where I'm trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
If she's listening, I don't care.
Ooh, and we are. Hey, at the end of the day, people got to fucking go. We're in full support.
And this is where balance comes in.
Okay. Yeah, like I'm in a space where, because you guys know, I've been so chill
Yeah.
The entire time.
Yes.
Everybody's been surprised by it. They're just like, y'all thought I was going to be a bridezilla and I was going to be all this stuff. And I've really just been so chill about it.
Which is why this is shocking me.
Yeah, but I think that as a result of that, I've been getting taken advantage of. And when I say what I want, people don't listen to me. And my wedding planner is living vicariously through me. And she's planning the wedding as if it's hers and not mine. And there's just been like careless mistakes and things that have happened that I don't trust her and her ability to get me to my day. So
We can it.
I just been having chats with my fiance and trying to figure out what to do. It's like sometimes she'll be on it and other times she's not. And
It's the lack of consistency for me.
Yeah.
Is there a scope of work in place? Like to hold her to certain expectations?
And it was funny, we had a pretty in-depth conversation about that last night, just my fiance and I. And not really. Like, her contract is very poorly written. I had my business attorney look over it, and it's actually really bad. Like, she may have found it off of Google or something. I'm really dragging her. We might need to cut this. But, yeah, like, my attorney called me, and she was just like, this is, I mean, like, it's works in my favor how bad the contract is, because if I fire her, technically she owes me all my money back. Like, that's how badly written her contract is. If I do fire her, I'm gonna just let her keep the little change, whatever. Here you go, you can have it, I don't care. But like, it's just a single 1-page Word document.
Well,
Yeah.
So I guess my reaction to that is, first off, I think the hardest part of going into a marriage is finding someone that you truly love and that you are in a healthy space with, and that you genuinely want to spend the rest of your life with, and you got that part. Check all the boxes for that are checked. Checks are completed.
Yes.
So the things that come after that are definitely fixable, they're doable, and they're workable.
Yep.
Now it's interesting because as you're talking, I can't help but to think of a previous personal service that I received from a Black woman, and I had to relinquish that service. One, because I felt like we were starting to get kind of like into the auntie niece realm, and I felt like the professionalism just kind of started leaving, and going into a Black business that's women owned, it's like that's part of what you appreciate, but at the same time, like, this is business. I'm paying you money to fulfill. And
it's a pretty penny that she's being paid.
Yeah. So do you think that's a thing? Like,
you know, I and I don't want to get too far into this conversation because this is not the topic for the day, but I went into this wedding with the intent of having 100% Black vendors.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay, black.
All black.
Black
everything. Like, are they Black? Have y'all seen that TikTok?
Yeah.
Okay. Are they Black? Rubbing their hand. Like that.
We putting you on.
Is it?
Yeah. So, and as it's been going on, it's just, it's devastating for me when I come in contact with a vendor that I want to give you these bands so bad, but you don't have it enough for me to trust you to be able to like fulfill the vision. Right. So it's one thing to be like, oh, I can't afford your rates, but it's another thing to charge rates and you don't have the service that matches that rate. Because at this point, it's really like throw it in the bag, right? At this point in wedding planning, if I want it, I'm gonna pay for it. So I don't care what the thing is. I just want to know that I'm going to be able to get that service.
Just get it.
Yeah.
Get it well.
Yeah, and it's just not happening from every angle. Even from like the vendors that I thought that we were for sure, we in the bag, we good. And even them, like they've been like just not good. Okay. And I know that it's not me because I've been asking people around me like, is it me? And I'll like recap the conversation. They're like, that absolutely wasn't you at all. So I just keep thinking like, wow, like what is this? What's happening? And if I didn't know any better and if I didn't have a relationship with God,
amen,
I really would think that these were like quote unquote signs. But like, no, this is when you're
new levels.
New devils.
Man, and when I listened to that episode, it's funny because I had listened to a sermon a few years ago by Pastor.
Episodes for me.
Right.
Okay, listen to the clip. Listen to the episode.
To the episode.
Thank you.
Support.
But it was this sermon by Pastor Stephen Furtick a couple years ago, and he was just like, yeah, everybody likes to say, new levels, new devils, but he said, no, it's new levels, and it's the same devil. He has his same tricks time and time again. He don't have any new tricks. He the same old, right? So if you recognize the patterns that he has, then you can know the difference between when God is trying to redirect you somewhere and when the devil is really just trying to like manipulate and mess you up, right? And because of that, I'm in a space where every time something new comes up against me, I'm just like, ha ha!
You thought you had
You almost had
Got
me.
it.
Not this time. So even though it's
it.
been exhausting and it's been frustrating and overwhelming, I'm in a space where I'm just like, you know what, God? At the end of the day, all of this is fluff because I really just care about my marriage. That's really all I care about. And me and him, we locked in. Like through all of this, we literally will come and cuddle on the couch. Like, let me tell you what my hairstylist said today. Her little track stuff. Like,
That's the part.
Yeah.
I feel like it's good to know yourself enough to know when to realign or know when to cut it off or know who it is. Because I also heard a sermon like when people was like, whenever something is bad or whenever something is hard, some people be like, that's the devil. Or people love to call the devil's name like, that's the devil. That ain't nothing.
Giving them too
devil.
much credit.
But sometimes it ain't the devil, and sometimes it's God, and he's trying to realign you or make you pay attention to what you're supposed to be paying attention to. Like, did we make whatever? And I'm not saying this is you, but this is for anyone. Did we make a process an idol, or did we make? Because I remember I read something that was like, it was in my daily devotional yesterday. It said, don't make this process an idol. Don't make planning an idol. Don't make having such a strict planning time an idol. Like, and we think that idols are something like money and like fame and this, but sometimes it can be the little things like me. I had to reevaluate myself and be like, am I making my schedule an idol? Because I pay more attention to me being able to have time for everything and being able to place everything everywhere instead of actually just spending time with God. I be thinking like, oh, I'm going to find time for God. Like, no. Like, he should be like the top thing.
It's interesting. I actually don't normally even say the word devil.
You don't.
And this is... I'm very honest when I say I have not read the whole Bible. So
me neither.
Do I think what you're saying is false or true? I don't know enough information yet to have an opinion about it. But the movie Soul, for me, that's the devil in the sense of our mind. Sometimes we talk ourselves out of a lot of things. Sometimes we talk ourselves into a lot of things. And I think that as you reach new heights, the thought of what you have to maintain becomes greater, right? And then that's where kind of like imposter syndrome comes in, self-doubt comes in. Like literally every day I'd say I put on confidence. Like I have to like be like, no, today you look fine. Like your spirit is fine. Like I have to put on the confidence. So it's interesting. Because even with the thought of a process being an idol, it's like at the same time, like you can change your thoughts about that.
Yes, you can.
Because you're saying that you become dependent on the process. So like if it deviates from that, then or
just planning. Period. Like trying to, because I'm a planner. Like now in my life, because I wear so many hats, I have to plan things out. But after reading it, I feel like that's also me like being able to seize my day now. Because now it's like I'm focused less on planning out everything. I mean, I do still plan because I would be naive and like a little bit irresponsible to not plan things out because I will double book myself. But it's just like I'm not, because I used to stress myself out because it's like, what should I be planning? What should I be putting down? What should I be doing? Like where does this stuff go? And I feel like that's also like, where am I now that I can drop some of this stuff? Like, do I need to do this stuff?
Okay, and so finally, we're kind of gracefully leading into our topic. Mm-hmm. But we also have to check in because, like, oh, wait, I didn't say how I was feeling.
You didn't. I was just
Hold on a second.
I was just about to redirect.
Okay, and I'm going to flow into it. Mm-hmm. I'm going to keep us going. So I have been in a space where I've been feeling unaligned lately. And actually, I'm not even sure if it's feeling unaligned. I've been feeling a shift happening. And it was scaring me at first, and I mentioned this to you, like, the last time I felt like this, somebody had passed away, like, in the next coming days. Mm-hmm. And I was like, as soon as it happened, I was like, that's what it is. So now when I feel it, I'm like, I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. And I've just kind of been trying to, like I feel like water, sand mixed in a bowl, and I'm trying to get things to, like, settle down so I can understand, like, what is it? And I haven't quite figured it out completely yet, but I have been trying to just take inventory, like, in the spaces where I feel like unaligned, out of control. Does it resonate with me? Because I'm also in the midst of, like, rebuilding, you know, who I am and what I do. So it's like, you know, opportunities have been coming to me, and it's like, am I picking the correct opportunities? Like, am I taking on too much? Am I picking the right things for me? So I've actually been in this space where I'm, like, trying to get back to working out, trying to get back to meditating, trying to get back to drinking my gallon of water a day, like, doing all the things that I know make me feel, you know, okay and good. Yeah. And that's what we're talking about today, taking inventory. Yeah. Because, you know, as life goes on, hopefully we're all growing. We're all reaching new different levels. Things that we once thought were dreams are becoming into fruition, and now we have totally different circumstances. Yeah. And really just staying, somebody called me level-headed last night, and I was like, wow, thanks. God works through people. Somebody called me level-headed. You said that you see peace in me today. So
money.
I receive all of this.
You're giving money today.
Okay, I receive it all. But sometimes I be needing to hear it because that's not necessarily the part of life I'm focused on. So just really grounding, right? Like, this is a new space. Where we at with it and how we want to do it. You know what I mean? Like, yes. So old processes might not work for this new space. And being okay with that.
Say that again. Run that back one more time.
Old processes may not work for this new space.
Come on now.
You have to be okay with that.
And I feel like that's a good, like, that's exactly what I was going to ask. Like, so last year we made this, and this was, like, at the tip top of us taking inventory, realigning, reevaluating ourselves. So what did that process look like for you? And, like, what processes were you doing last year? Or how were you talking to people? How were you last year that is different this year? That is changed or different this year that you made sure, like, when you took inventory, I don't like this. Like, because it's hard to say, like, I don't like this about myself. I want to change it.
It's so hard. Because we like to think that we're perfect.
Listen, I think it's
like, not much needs to change about me, okay?
Listen, every time I step into a room, you should be grateful. That's how I be feeling.
Every time Lashawn steps into a room, she thinks that somebody is checking her out. She thinks everybody wants her, okay? Let's be real.
Listen, the confidence in me.
Okay, you are the main character, and I love you.
I am the main. We used to say that. I am the main character of my story, and I shall be the main character of my story. So yes, every single time I step anywhere, yes, I think all eyes on me, just like Tupac. Okay, all eyes on me.
You love Tupac. I love that for you.
I love him. It's my mama. But like, what changed? Sorry, segue.
Nope.
What changed from last year to this year that made you, you know, that you took inventory on and then realigned yourself?
Yeah. That is really interesting. Like, everything is so divine how it's happening. So this time last year, I low-key feel like I was in hiding. I don't know why I feel shaky on this right now. I don't know why. It's getting cold or something. My teeth about to start chattering. Like, I feel like I was in hiding. I feel like I just was, like, in protection mode. I feel like from every angle, like, things were just coming at me. And
I love this.
I'm not crying because I'm sad. I think it'd be God. Like, I feel,
Okay, he's been better than
Yeah, like I just feel like I had to go into protection mode. I had to protect my body. I had to protect my mind. I had to protect my spirit. Like it just, and that's the truth. Like the moment we walk out the door, the moment we look at our phone, like things are just attacking us.
Yeah.
And last year was coming at me really, really hard around this time, and I figured out like I didn't like my job, and I was done. Didn't like my job, I was done. Oh, girl, I'm good.
I was gonna say
Lashawn actually had me. You be so on time.
Hey, listen, that be God.
She got this before the show even started. It's funny, whenever I talk about situations that happened in the past that were like really emotional, your body doesn't know that you're not in that space anymore. Right. That's what I figured out. Mm-hmm. But the same way your body doesn't know when you're in a bad space, it also doesn't know when you're in a good space.
Yep. Amen.
So like if you're thinking about your future and like, you know, it excites you and you're just excited to get there, your body doesn't know that that moment isn't happening.
So you be
hey, don't get it twisted. Okay?
Know that I'm good, baby.
That's what's happening right now.
Know that I'm good. She good, baby.
Okay, thank you. But yeah, like, and I really just had to ground myself and figure out the action steps that I needed to take to be okay. Because not having peace is not me. I'm a peaceful person. I'm a grounded person. I freaking love going outside and watching the sunset with my friend. And now we have the perfect playlist. So I'm actually really excited for our first sunset date. Mm-hmm. But yeah, anything outside of peace is just really not me. So I really just had to sit down and figure out, like, how am I going to change things? And it was very challenging. Like, the decisions I had to make were very, very challenging. And yeah, I took a couple of flights to clear my mind. Mm-hmm. I stopped posting on social media. I was posting like 3 times a week, finally gaining a little following, and I just ceased it all because I was just like, I feel like an imposter. Like, this ain't even me. Like, this ain't even where I'm at. And I still kind of don't even know how to portray where I'm at on social media, which is why I haven't really been on there for real. Because I'm like, I don't even know. Like, this space is so new. Like, how do I make this come through a picture? But yeah, I just took some time and I made some really tough decisions, and I got really real about what parts of my life don't feel aligned with my spirit.
Yeah.
How do I change those things? Damn, that's a really big decision.
Yeah.
What are the risks associated? Oh, if I stay here, I might go into depression again. Oh, if I do this, I might be broke. However, like, most people are telling me that they got me. Like, is it right here? Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you, friend. But yeah, it's just kind of evaluating what are the risks, what are the awards or rewards, and you know, let's take a bet on us.
So what was the biggest, like, just share one thing if you have the space and if you want to. What was one of the biggest things that you, like a specific big thing that you consciously decided to do? That I read this book called The One Thing by Keller Williams, I'm pretty sure. And in the book, it talks about what is the one thing that you can do so that everything else kind of falls into place.
Easy.
So, do you want to share that?
It's a couple things.
Okay, share what you want to share.
I'm gonna give it.
Okay.
I'm about to give you the game. I ain't gonna even hold you. Being vegan.
Okay.
Because literally every time I put something in my mouth, I'm making a decision to do a thing that I know will benefit me.
Amen.
Okay. Drinking 1 gallon of water a day. Mm-hmm. It gives me energy. That's probably why I'm like low key a little tired, because I did not drink a gallon of water yesterday. Working out 4 times a week. Making a decision, and I'm at the point where I'm literally trying to get up on time, because that's literally the first decision that you make in the day. I ain't quite there yet, but I'm working on
okay.
It. Yeah.
I see the abs abbing too. Abs
said that.
Tab calls her abs Abatha, and when I saw yours, I said them abs.
That.
So Abatha's be they looking.
And when you look good, you feel good.
Period. Okay. Yeah. And that's how Mary had. You know what? I stopped saying Mary had Little Lamb because I like Little Sally. Little Sally Walker is better, so that's on Little Sally Walker.
So what about you? Like, how? Because I feel like a lot of my quotes I be getting from you. Like, I remember you were like, you always say, like, when we're talking, you're like, you know what? I'm gonna speak from I. And that like kind of like, even if it's like a high intense conversation, that cools it off immediately. So it's like, okay, she ain't talking about me.
She ain't projecting. She talking about her damn self. Okay?
Yeah, I feel like you're the type of person where like you can tell that you read a lot of books and that you're constantly learning because you sound like it. Like I literally be like, I be just putting them quotes in my back pocket, ready to give to somebody else. But what has that process look like for you as far as evaluating and what you did after, or what was the result of evaluating and what did those actions look like?
I would say honestly, the first moment that comes to mind for when I decided I wanted to change my life and be a different person was when I was passed up for a promotion. I was 25 at the time. I thought for sure I was gonna get this promotion. I was up for assistant manager at this property that I was going to. I was hyped because I had been doing the work. I had been putting in the work, and people had been seeing. And then I lost my head one day. Cussed out this lady. Okay. But for one,
she did the Will Smith.
She threatened my life. Okay. She told me she was gonna kill me. She was like, "I'll kill that bitch." Who?
I remember this moment.
She gonna kill who? I called my mama. I got real ghetto. I got real hood. She brought me back to a place that I thought I had escaped from. When I tell you I ain't fought nobody since I was 16, I ain't fought nobody since I was 16, but I was going to drag her ass. That day, she brought me back to a day, okay?
That's threatening you at that point.
My life. And then it was crazy because during that time, my grandfather had just died. So I was didn't really know or understand my emotions or trying to figure out all these things. And then she threatened my I called my mama. Listen, when I tell you my mama ride or die, she coming in. Whatever age she got to be that day, she going to be that age. She got to be 16, she going to be 16. She got to be 37, she going to be 37. And she got to be 102. My mama going to be 102, baby. Okay?
Whatever
she'll whoop you if you old. She'll whoop you if you young. And that's why I love her to death. Okay, I'm sorry. I had to go in on my mama real quick. But that moment made me want to change my life. Because I respect my property manager so much. So I knew that the fact that I missed that opportunity, it was for a reason. And she sat me down and she told me, like, you too emotional. Like, you lose your head and you're going to be in a position where people going to be coming at you like that all the time. And if you're going to react like that to everyone, I can't put you in this position. So sometimes God knows why our no's are no. Sometimes we don't, but she straight up got me. And that's when I read books, but not. I used to read those hood books, you know, those hood books
like Zane
or Triple Crown Productions. You ever heard those?
What was that one? First of all, I don't even know. Y'all was bad.
No, I don't know. I'm laughing because he laughed.
Okay,
but I remember it was like on the line of them superhead books type of thing. And I never read that book, but I heard about it.
My favorite book was Black, and in my brain, I used to read those. Like, in my brain, I was going to marry a drug dealer. I was going to college. I was going to flip his money. Like, listen, I was going to make his money. That was my dream.
You have changed so much. Your type is not that at all.
If you knew where I came from, baby, okay? If you knew, just know this is a process. This wasn't me in the background because I was definitely the good girl in the hood, still a virgin. The gangsters was on me, and I was going to flip their money.
Were on
okay?
her.
I was going to flip it.
Here,
I was going to flip it, okay? Baby was going to have a barbershop that was flowing through with drug money, and that was going to be me.
I just keep hearing Marvin Sapp in the back of my head.
Never would have made it. Lord, thank you, Lord. Okay, because he changed.
Been working.
Listen, he changed my life.
Deliverance.
He literally showed me, like, baby, that ain't got to be your vision. But
that ain't got to be
That's
your
not
vision.
your story.
That ain't my story.
That's not your story. Why you keep going into these pockets? You got to get this off your chest.
You
Get off,
go.
girl.
But
you don't know where I've been.
You don't know where I came from. But after that, like, those were the books that I used to read. But after she told me that, I bought my first business book. It was 5 little women. It was Black women in business. It was something. It was pretty much like older women giving younger business women like some gems in this book. And after that book, I continue, and I was like, I'm finna start reading these Triple Crown production books because it's really it's distorting my vision right now. And I started to get into books, and from those books I read more books, and then that was the moment, that was the catalyst, I would say, that made everything else kind of just flow in me wanting to grow and be better. But damn, what was the question?
What did it look like? You're doing it perfectly.
And
so it took for you to not get what you wanted and what you probably thought you deserved.
Yeah.
and somebody kind of putting up a mirror and saying, actually, this it's not a deficiency or anything like that.
This is a place of opportunity for you.
This is a place because it's not, passion is not bad. Mm-mm. It's just you have to decipher what you want to put your energy and passion towards.
So when she told me that, I respect her, and I still respect her so much.
That's the one that got you that strawberry
cake. Samadi.
I know about
Samadi is, and I still like her leadership in my life. I still like mimic her.
God is good.
Amen. She was my first.
She works through people.
Listen, she was my first property manager, and she didn't like me when she first met me. Me and her.
Damn, we kind of dragging people through this whole episode, but y'all gonna get what we got. Okay?
But she loved me now because she noticed that I was just a young black woman that needed some pruning.
Right.
Pretty much. And sometimes that's what we got to do. We got to prune. Like, the younger generation, like, sometimes they think it's okay to cuss people out. It's not. You can't be cussing people out at the job. And I got a problem. So, I appreciate her leadership and knowing, like, where I was. Because her saying that to me made me realize, like, I can't cry about this. Like, if I want to be in this business, I need to change. Mm-hmm. And that was the moment where I wanted to change. And then it was another moment when I moved to Arizona. And I became a teacher, and I was unhappy every single day.
I would have never known that.
Nope. Every single day I woke up.
Because you're so good at it.
Just putting on a face. I was unhappy every single day I went to work. I wanted to quit every single day I went to work. I don't even know. But I was still getting my real estate license because I had goals, but I was like, I am unhappy. And then listen, that was also the moment when I learned that it was more than fights on YouTube. Okay, that's how limited my life was. I used to watch fights on YouTube, y'all.
Damn.
And then one day I heard I'm like, it's motivational stuff on YouTube.
That's wild. So they put all type of
The algorithm had you all kind of messed up.
Listen,
yeah.
I did not know. I'm like, it's more than fights. And then I listened to Les Brown for the first time in Arizona.
Les Brown.
I was 25.
Goodness.
And he changed my life.
His words
can
get you through a treadmill or jog.
It's like he started to show me, like, I am responsible for my own happiness.
Yeah.
And that's when I started to change from them to I.
Yeah.
Now it's like, I'm going to speak from I. Yeah. I'm going to be responsible for my life. I'm going to be responsible for how I feel. I'm going to be responsible for how I react. It doesn't matter what people are doing, because people gon' people. And I also learned that everybody ain't out here doing the work. So people are still them people. This is the reason why I am this. And I remember a quote from Will Smith that freaking carried me.
Oh, I know what you're about to say.
It says, it's not your fault.
Oh, no.
Nope. It's not your fault that something happened to you. But it's your responsibility to do something about it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's not your fault. Your life is the way that it is. Do not blame yourself for the things you go through.
Right.
Because it's not your fault. But you don't want to walk through life as a victim. Like, this is the reason. Because you are. Like, if you choose to, it's not like you're not validated in that. But it's like, do you want to? Do you want to switch up your mindset from a them to an I? Because it's beautiful being responsible. It's beauty and responsibility.
You just really making me realize why I can't hang around everybody and anybody because...
At the Thrifty?
Okay, I would not be a part of this drag. That's all I'm trying to do. Don't do that.
Nope.
At the Thrifty?
That's an inside joke.
This ain't even Enterprise.
Girl, I thought about that the other day. I was folding
that.
laundry and thought about that and was crying laughing.
Y'all, listen, my motto is, not for everything, but for a lot of things, I'm going to try it once. And if I absolutely hate it, I'll never do it again. And it's a joke leading to that. But, yeah, I can't be around everybody.
No.
Because when you have such a mindset of growth and becoming better, and even in our conversations, that we've had, because having this podcast, we have had some very intense conversations that didn't always end well, but you've actually motivated me to, look at a more of an I standpoint than a them standpoint, because anytime that I bring something to your attention, you immediately address it. And it's not always like doing what I want you to do, but taking inventory as far as like, you know what, you are right. And that part, it really ain't even about that. You know what I mean? Like, we'll table this and talk about X, Y, and Z. Like, And I really admire that about you. The fact that you're able to say, like, I was wrong. You're able to, you know, apologize. You're able to say, like, going forward, I actually don't want to do that, even though that's, like, a normal thing for me. And there's people out there that's just stagnant. Just don't. Same, like I just told somebody yesterday, I'm like, yeah, I used to be over in this neighborhood. And the reason I was over here, they probably still right here in this neighborhood. Ain't moved, still same carpet, like just stagnant. And it's just not, it just don't interest me.
No.
I don't want to be around it. Because, like, if you're not waking up most days, like, how can I be better than yesterday? We just won't even vibe, because everything I say, you gonna think I'm trying to floss on your ass.
Yeah.
And
listen.
that ain't even it. You know what I'm saying?
And that's why it's important. Like, I thank God for my friends every single day. If you ever look at I have a journal where I'll write down the 5 things I'm most thankful for. And my friends and my family is always in that top 5.
Wow.
Because I am so thankful for my friends. Like, I feel like each and every one of you guys have shown me something about myself that I can illuminate or I can grow in. Like, when I say, I'm gonna speak up Lee right now. When I say she lives the life of luxury, and at first, I'm not even gonna hold you up. When I first met her, I was just like, I loved her. No, you already know. I thought we were gonna be fast friends. I thought we were gonna be
and we weren't.
We were not. We were not fast friends. We were not. I was like, what the fudge? But at the same,
everybody loves me.
Exactly. I be feeling, you know what, we gonna go from there. But when I first met her, sometimes afterwards, I would think like she was boasting, like everything that she could do. And that was for me though, like where I was in my life, because I didn't see or think that I could get those things.
Projection.
And that's where self-evaluation and self-growth is really big on me, because it's like, why now I went from this happens to them, like this don't happen to me, I always get the short end of the skip, to why not me?
The sun, it keeps happening for me.
It keeps happening for me because it's like your friend group, like when you look at them, you have a piece of every one of them. A piece in every one of your friends is a piece from you, but it's also something that you want from them. And in my phone, if everybody could see, I have kind of like a vision board in my phone, and each of my friends have a name, because none of their names are their names in my phone, and each of my friends have a name that's an attribute of them, but also something that I want in my life. So
what's my name?
Key's name is Prosperity in my phone, because I feel like her life is just prosperous and it's always growing. Lee's name is Luxury. Very fitting if you want to follow her. Okay, you can just see. You can just see that she is, and that's literally that. That's literally the emoji after her name, Luxury. My friend Damo's name is Money, because I ain't never met nobody that's about their money like her. I'm talking about debt free. I'm talking about making money. I'm talking about budget.
Out there. She don't be out there like that.
She don't.
We gonna start right there. You don't know.
But I'm talking about, her name is Money. Kyra's name is Soulmate, because she's a protector. Do you know, every time I go on a hike with that lady, I ain't never got to worry about nothing. Literally. Abundance is Abby. I have Joy, who is TT. I have Love, who is my mom. And all of them are like in my phone, and as those names. So every time someone's calling me, it'd be like, Love is calling you. Your soulmate is calling you. Luxury is calling you.
But that's how it should be. Like, people in your space should be. I mean, it's not like people have the responsibility to make you better, but if you want that for yourself, I feel like you should. Like, I'm a big proponent of, I try to have a network of people that I aspire to be like in some way, shape, or form. Like, I don't work with anybody who, like, I don't admire. You know what I'm saying? Because, for one, the things that I want to do sometimes feel like so, not unrealistic. I don't know the word I'm looking for, but we're going to go with unrealistic for lack of a better term. That I need to, like, be around people that are literally living in my vision. So it's like, actually, that's not undoable, because I just got the phone with X, Y, and Z, and they got Ada. Like, so I just feel like you should be aligning yourself with people that have attributes that you want to refine yourself in. And also, because I like what we have on here, we have trusting yourself is trusting God. Because without God, we would not have been here.
Come on,
because
Lori.
it did take a lot of shifts and turns and a lot of taking in feedback, especially what you just said. Like for somebody to not give you something like a promotion that you thought that you deserved, because I'm sure the work that you did qualified for a promotion.
I was ready to quit.
Yeah.
After she told me.
But God works through people, and you had to take that no in order to get the many yeses that you're going to get now from
Hallelujah.
taking in that skill that she told you to hone in. But Lee, what did it look like for you as far as, because you've blossomed?
Oh,
Like a
Yeah.
flower.
Like,
Thank
what
you.
did it take for that? What did that blossom? Somebody said the other day, the caterpillar turns into the butterfly, and it may or may not hurt, but the butterfly will never know. Like, so when you think about like what it took to get to that point of butterfly, what did it look like?
Ooh. I think it was, well, it was a number of things. One, I always tell everybody like how important it is to have a really great support system around you.
Amen.
And like Lashawn just said, like my friends, I say all the time that I truly am wealthy with friendship. Like I got more money than Jeff Bezos. Okay.
Right.
If we're quantifying my friends. So like in a lot of the transitional spaces that I've been in, I always think of the fact that my friends have always been that constant in one way or another. And then once I got into the relationship that I'm in now, it really challenged me in ways that I didn't expect to be challenged. And there would be conversations that we would have that I would be reacting in one way and he would be reacting in another. But I wanted to be reacting like him, but I couldn't. I was like, well, what is this? Who is this new person? And who is this new energy that I'm up against? And why do I just want to cut him off? Because he doesn't like, he doesn't match my energy or.
Yeah, he gonna get hype with you.
Yeah, like he challenges me. Like, for example, I've told y'all this story before, but like when we had moved in together, there was some minor argument. And I said something so smart, like, I don't even remember exactly what it was, but I said it and I walked away and I went to my closet and I finished unpacking my stuff. You know what I mean? Because we were still like, just moving in together. He let me sit with it for a couple of minutes and he walked into the closet.
I remember.
Yep. And he was just like, I just want you to know that what you said to me was very unfair. And had I said that to you, you would be very upset with me. And then he walked away. And I was just like, what?
Well, hello.
What? Like the Mr. Krabs meme. Like I've never had this energy.
Check you.
Or yes.
So
So elegantly, but in a place of love. And
Yeah.
like, I don't want to cut you off. I don't want to disrespect you. I don't want us to break up. I just want you to know that what you said was kind of like, that wasn't right. And when we would have not continuous, but like when we would have small little arguments like that and he would always approach me in a place of love, I had to figure out, okay, how do I get to that same space?
Like
That's
what book I gotta read?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So like I went and got a therapist
Amen.
because I was just
Hallelujah.
like, okay, I don't want to drive this man away because I have unresolved trauma in my past and the way that people were dealing with me and the way that I was raised or ex or the relationship that I have with my siblings or mind you, I love my siblings. Everybody knows that.
Yes.
But
family is family.
Period.
yeah, family is family.
Yeah.
And so it's been a little over 2 years of having a therapist. I remember I went to her just before like the pandemic was a thing. So it was like February 2020. And just like thinking back in the ways that I've grown since having a therapist and the conversations that I have and the way that I approach situations, even with, how like crazy this wedding planning has been, I think I've been able to really manage it because it goes all the way back to having somebody that challenged the perception that I had of my reality at that time, and then me realizing that what I was doing wasn't working. And maybe it was working, but it wasn't working as optimally as it could be, right? So, you could have a car, you got a little Oldsmobile and it gets you from point A to point B, but you gotta jump it every 3 weeks,
Jesus.
right? It works, but you could always have something better,
Amen.
So in that space, like I'm very grateful for my fiance, and I'm careful in the way that I have these conversations with people because I don't want it to sound like my man like completes me or I wasn't nothing without like this additional partner, because you can be complete in who you are as
You
yourself.
are,
That's an
listen,
equivalent
1
story
plus
to-
1 equals 100 million thousand.
Yeah.
To me,
But
because
it's
it's like,
a very. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I'm sorry, because
Nope, you go
this
ahead.
story really gets me when people be like, 50-50. I don't want no 50-50
It's not that. It's
relationship.
100 and 100.
I don't want that. Because
1
if
plus
you
1
get
plus 1 equals 1.
if you take a 50,
1 man, 1 married.
Ooh,
go
okay.
ahead. If you get a 50% person that gets married to a 50% person, you guys just make a whole person. I don't see God in that because he already made you as whole as you need to be. So if you are 100% woman getting married to a 100% man, that means that then I feel like that's when you are able to glorify God. And I'm not saying that men, you guys can't be completed, because every equation needs to be completed in some way. But still at the same time, it's like you can be a whole person and still want to be in a relationship. I feel like when people, that whole conversation, it sometimes irritates me.
I
But
think projection is a real thing.
Yes.
People need to be aware of and acknowledge it, because just because that's what you did or you saw your mama do or your daddy do don't mean that's what's happening here.
Yeah, it's
Because
okay to be whole.
honestly, both of your stories are very aligned. Like for you as a property manager that said, hey, put a mirror up.
Mm-hmm.
For you as your man that put a mirror up. And I feel like you illustrated so perfectly what it looks like to understand when you're not aligned, in the sense of my strategy in handling this situation, this conflict is what we struggle with, right? How do I handle conflict when my emotions are, up there, rated? How do I handle it versus the person that I'm up against? It's like it's not aligned. That's not what I need actually in this. It's not even a battle. Like what I'm using is what I go to war with. This isn't a war. I'm unaligned. Like the skills that I need to hone in on more skills, because the skills that I have in my bag don't handle this situation. And that's what it looks like. That's what it sounds like. And that's the actions that you should take, as far as like even getting a therapist. Do you know how hard it is to go to somebody to help you? Like,
because she be snatching my edges. Sometimes I be like, don't talk to me like that.
But listen,
like for real.
Hey, you work for me.
I did not get this chai tea latte to be talked to. Like,
this is not where it's at.
But seriously, that's what it looks like, and that's when you get out of the realm of stagnant. Because a lot of times people feel like, oh, I just been stuck here. No, you've been stagnant, and it's somewhat by choice. Because the decision might be hard to get a therapist. The decision might be hard to turn the cheek when somebody threatens your life. The decision might be hard to quit your job without a backup plan. But make the decision if you want to see a change.
Make it.
You're not stuck. You're just not moving.
And it's like sometimes, and that's also where realignment comes
Oh my God.
from.
Oh, I'm
okay.
I'm
upset. I'm upset. Okay.
Listen.
It's like that's where realignment comes in. It's like, what is the most important things in your life? Like, instead of, because I'm getting a therapist, but how I used to work through my emotional stuff is I used to eat. I would go buy me something real good to eat. And I would continue to go buy me something real good to eat.
I'm going to treat myself.
When I could,
treat yourself.
When I could be using that money to pay my copay for my therapist.
Ooh, okay.
So where you need to put this money? Because sometimes I'll get online shopping, okay? When I could be using this to go to the gym. Or buy that gym membership that I want to buy. Or
you got it. You just, what's your priorities?
What's your
priorities? Time, Taylor?
Yeah.
We just been
over here talking. Y'all just letting us too.
They over here enjoying it too. He keep nodding his head like, all right.
I don't know that. Where we at?
Good.
Okay.
But that's just where it is. Like, that's where the alignment come back in. Like, what are you spending your money on?
Yeah.
And and it's okay to spend your money on that stuff, because that's what makes you feel good. But what can make you feel better? What can you do? Just like, I want everybody to read that book by Keller Williams. It's called The One Thing. Because it's
I'm going to read it.
We can read
do a book club.
I actually have it on Audible.
Can we? Let's read. Let's listen to it together.
Let's do it, because it's like, what is the one thing you can do so that everything else kind of just falls into place, or that you don't have to do. So I forget the exact quote, but it's like, what's that one thing? And you got to think about what your one thing is. And your one thing changes from season to season, because just like Sarah Jake says, we go from glory to glory. Okay? So you have to always be in alignment and reevaluate. Take that inventory whenever your inventory and taking time is, to figure out, okay, what's this season look like? What do I need to realign? What do I need to put in? What do I need to take out? What do I need to readjust? All that stuff. Because, and then that's also how you are ever evolving, ever growing. Because sometimes we think that we get to a point where we make it. We never make it, baby.
Never.
And when you think you make it, you probably gonna,
it's gonna be another go.
It's gonna be something else because we go from glory to glory. So if
we're gold junkies, actually. My friend group, we're gold. Like my mom,
we
was
absolutely
like, I don't
are.
have to worry about my child being on drugs. I don't have to worry about her, being an alcoholic. But her wearing herself out because she's bored with this goal because she's completed it and now she has a bigger goal. That's what I have to worry about.
We jump.
And that's me and my people.
Okay.
Like
ever growing,
that
ever
part.
evolving.
And I love it here.
Okay, fall in love with the process. They be saying that. And I feel like we be thinking like, oh, fall in love with the process. No. Really fall in love with it because guess what? It's always going to be a process.
Well, maybe that's something that we can do while we, wait for sponsorship of season 3. Mm-hmm. We maybe start a book club of some sort because the one thing in the power of now.
Ooh, yeah.
I remember you said to me one day, this was a nugget that your man dropped on you and then you dropped on me and didn't even know you dropped it on me. But I remember you were like, something was happening and he mentioned if you got in the habit of just doing things right now, you would get so much more done. And I was like, as you were telling me like about this settled check,
I still hear his voice. Just adopt a do it now mentality, baby.
Yeah,
just do it
just
now.
I feel like let me just do it now. Like
I am going to. Okay.
Yeah, I want to read those 2 books because. Yeah, I had something really good to say while you were talking, and it just slipped my mind. I'm so upset. No, don't be sorry. You said a lot of really good things, but it slipped my mind.
It'll come back.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like
I had the Jeopardy theme music in my head while you were talking.
I'm over here like in my head, I'm like spirit fingers. Spirit fingers.
Is that what you were going at?
Yeah, when I threw it up, I'm like spirit fingers.
Oh, I know what I was gonna say. Oh, it worked.
Yay!
But the other side of having the discipline and courage to make a change and to take inventory, because it's hard to look at yourself, okay, and say what
I'll take every mirror out of this house
and out of the people I interact with.
I will.
But the other side of that, I feel like I'm not even fully on the other side just yet, but like mind blown. Like I am at a lot of peace right now. Because when I tell y'all, like, I'm finally starting to see the fruits of these decisions and this hard work and just being patient. Like, I am so grateful for every single thing in my life, from the car I drive to the place I lay my head to my pillow to the toothpaste I use.
Come on.
To the fact that, like, when I'm at the gas pump, I don't even complain no more. I just be like, thank you, God, that I'm out here without a 9-to-5 and I can fill my tank.
Like $4.29.
Like, I'm grateful for every single thing. And I feel like this is the heart that I've always wanted.
Yes, okay.
That heart of pure gratitude for what I have right now, because I feel like I am finally at a place where God can truly trust me, that if he gives me more, that I will be a good steward over the talents that he gives me. And this is what I've been wanting, and it feels good to be here. No, I am not rich. No, I do not have a lot of things.
You are rich.
Thank you.
You are wealthy.
You see what I'm talking about?
There's this gospel song.
There's
this gospel song that came up on like those Spotify auto-generated playlists the other day. And I'm driving, and you gotta be careful what kind of gospel music you listen to while you're driving, because it's low-key a hazard sometimes. No, like I've had to pull over a couple times because my eyes was just. You turned on the windshield wipers, but it showed tears like that, right?
Yeah.
And the lyric was, "If I lost everything,
Lord,
and didn't have anything, and you were the only thing, I'd still have everything."
Because he been what? Better than good.
And I like when I listen to that song, because I added it, it's on the playlist now. But like I cry every time I listen to it because I mean it.
Listen,
it's one thing to say it like, man, God, if you ain't do nothing else for me,
if you ain't got nothing else.
But can you truly say, if you lost every single thing tomorrow, would you still wake up praising?
Thank you, Lord.
And when I say that, I really actually mean it, because actually actually, have been there and done it. Cause like I know that God, you're never gonna leave me. You're not gonna leave me in that space of whatever it is, wherever it's at. So I could lose it and I'm gonna get it all back again in some way, shape, or form. And it could be better. Right. And even if it wasn't tenfold, even if you gave me back a fraction of what it was.
If I knew y'all was gonna take me to church, I wouldn't have my little abs on right now. Because
but listen, God, like
God is here.
God is amazing though, because every time I think about where He found me.
Oh my goodness!
Come on.
Every time I think about where He
take
found
us there. Come on.
And who and where I was and who I was with. All of the things that had happened in that moment, I'll never forget that moment where I literally cried out to Him. Like I was in college. I was depressed. Something had happened with an ex that had shattered my little heart. And I was like, I cannot continue the way that I am continuing. I was 21. And it was the hardest moment of my life. One of the hardest moments of my life. And I've been through a lot, but that was a moment where I was just like, why am I here? What I was doing, I was depressed. Didn't even know I was depressed. I was literally a social work. I was a social work major, learning about depression, knowing the signs, can visualize it, can see it in other people, and I did not notice it in myself.
It's so interesting how that works.
And then after I got out of it, and I started to and then also not understanding God either, but also Him being the God that He is to allow me to ask questions. Because I'd be reading and I'd just be like, that don't sound right to me. Can you explain it? But He can. One thing if I can leave you with anything, I'm gonna leave you with this. God works in where we lack. If you are out here thinking that you got it together, you doing everything, God can't work in you thinking you got it all. God works in the fact that maybe you're not obedient, because He can show you obedience. God can work in the fact that you don't trust Him, because He will show you why you should. God can work in the fact that maybe you don't love Him right now, but He will give you the evidence that you need to see that this is why you should love Him. He is not boastful. He is not like us. He's gonna give you everything that you need, period. And He can work in where you are weak and where you are lacking, and even if you feel like He lacking, He gonna show you why He ain't. Okay,
that part.
I just want to take a moment to praise God. Hallelujah. Thank you, God.
For me, to me, all the time, I will always praise the Lord. And I tell you, as soon as my man comes into my life, just know who's the leader of my life. And I'm very God-led. So,
man, that'd be the interesting part. Like, can you lead me in prayer?
Listen.
If I say pray on it, you gonna look at me weird. And I'm also working, I have to go to God about that, because I'm because I haven't been dating, but I've been going on some outings. I've been on a couple outings or so.
Help her, Lord. Help her.
I'm like, Lord, I know, there's no such thing as the perfect man. So, let me know, even in that realm of, where you want me to be with that. Because it's just, again, I'm so used to going into protection mode. And I feel like my relationship with God is just the best it has ever been. And I'm just in protection mode. If I may
jump in.
Jump in.
Because you remember, my singleness was lit, right?
Yeah.
And I was so intentional about the time that I spent with God. And I was very protective of that time that I spent with God. And I 100% support that, right? I just don't want you to be in a space where you're missing the way that God is using people because you're so focused on the you. That's all I'll say.
No, that's real. And that's what I was talking to God about last night. Hey, do you want me to see Him again? Because he didn't even pray over our water.
Okay.
I'm just joking.
I was about to say, did you see my face?
You got real upset.
I was like,
I'm exaggerating, but I'm saying though, yeah. But also, let God work through you. That's where I'm at too. But I'm also in a phase where I'm just, I ain't even on my time. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know what's gonna happen next for real. So
seize the day.
Yeah.
Speaking of time.
Okay. Yeah. And thank you.
And be keeping with time, as LaShawn would say. But yeah, this is the final episode. We hope that you enjoyed it.
Okay.
We hope that you felt like this was a safe place.
Amen.
Hopefully somebody was freed during this conversation, because I was free. I didn't even know I needed to be free, but clearly was some stuff in there that we all had to get off our chest. So this is not goodbye. It is see you soon. It is keep in touch. Maybe we'll do a book club, an audible club, something to.
Girl, just reach out to Audible. Hey, we got a podcast. Would you like to sponsor it?
That part.
You know, I'm gonna
Yeah, that's where we're at right now.
Yeah.
Sponsorships.
Period.
But anything you would like to say?
No, and that is all for today. I do want to thank Motown Motivated for putting this thing together. You have no idea how easy you guys have made this process on us, because listen, we ain't want to do it. I'm just telling you that we ain't want to do that. So we want to thank y'all. We want to thank our friends.
Thank you.
All the support that we've gotten for this season, and just know this is see you later.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. I didn't even thank nobody. All right.